Hey guys, what's up? It's imuRgency and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about a show that y'all have been requesting for a very long time. And I actually didn't realize I was that late to the game until I actually started the series and I'm like, wait, this seems kind of old. And that show, my friends, is Cobra Kai. And honestly, there is a lot to talk about because I binged seasons 1 through 4 over the course of like 3 days. So everything is fresh in my mind and I have a lot of opinions. So let's get into it. But before we start learning about Cobra Kai, let's learn a little bit more about this video sponsor, Barterby Learn is an online web service to help you get your homework done fast and most importantly, get it done right. Barterby Learn provides a searchable database for over 5 million step-by-step textbook and homework solutions. Basically, this means that you're going to have 24/7 access to homework solutions wherever you are at your fingertips. They have live subject matter experts with PhDs and master degrees on standby also for 24/7 whenever you're stuck. And most questions are answered in as fast as 30 minutes. The magic of Barterby Learn is that not only does it provide you with the correct, expertly written answers for your homework questions, but more importantly, it provides you an opportunity to learn so that you can then solve those questions on your own in the future. Barterby Learn has been really great for me because it's allowed me to hone in on my more textbook heavy classes to make sure that I'm reviewing the right material and that I'm getting my answers correct every single time. And I only have a semester left in college, so I want to make sure that I'm hooking y'all up with the best deal while y'all are still in school. So you can click the link in my description to get a free trial of Barterby Learn to try it out for yourself. Thanks again, Barterby Learn, for sponsoring this video. Remember to click the link in my description to try out Barterby Learn for free today. Cobra Kai is one of those shows that is so bad that it's good. Like, in my opinion, I know that this show is like pretty critically acclaimed, but in my opinion, I really just get annoyed by this show, but somehow was able to keep watching. No, let me rephrase that. I wasn't able to stop watching until I finished. And let me explain what I mean. Cobra Kai, if you're unfamiliar, is a show that takes place about like 30 years after the events of the Karate Kid. Like, yeah, not like the Jaden Smith Karate Kid, but like the other one, like the older one, where it follows the two main characters, Johnny Lawrence and Daniel LaRusso, as they're actually like middle-aged adults and have their own, well, LaRusso has his own career. Johnny Lawrence, he's kind of getting by. But it basically shows them through like a series of circumstances coming back to karate, opening up their own dojos and fighting with each other, being grown-ass men. Yeah, I don't know either. It's just a lot, but somehow it's really entertaining, and I think where the entertainment factor comes from is from the kids in the show. Those main characters being Miguel, Sam, and Robbie. I want to applaud the writers for making the single-handedly most messy cast of characters through just like connections and relations, because any way that I try to explain this, it's just going to sound messy. Like, if you have not seen the show before, you're going to understand instantly why this is messy. Let me break it down really quick. So as you know, Johnny Lawrence, Daniel LaRusso, mortal enemies, hate each other. Johnny has a son, and Johnny's son doesn't like him because he's a deadbeat and wasn't in his life. So he goes to train with LaRusso. And while he's training with LaRusso, Johnny finds his own pupil, Miguel. And Miguel and him have this really tight father-son bond to the point where like Robbie gets a little jealous. And the factor that makes everything even more messy is that LaRusso's daughter Sam is dating Miguel, but then also is training with Robbie and then starts liking Robbie. So the three of them are in this consistent love triangle. And honestly, by season 3 it becomes like a love square because Tori comes into the picture and really shakes stuff up. But more of the story, like these main 4 characters are some of the messiest and most annoying characters in a show because they cannot sit down and have a conversation, nor can they resolve any issue without fighting each other and constantly instigating each other and causing this circle of aggression that's so annoying. Like, please, I get you're in high school, but grow up. And I can't even say it's the kids because the adults in the show are the exact same way. Like, why are Johnny Lawrence and Daniel LaRusso fully in their late 30s, maybe 40s even, beating on each other, using their ancient karate moves in public around children? Like, it doesn't even matter. Like, Johnny Lawrence opened this series by beating up on teenagers. Like, that's how we started. I just don't understand how grown-ass men could be so childish. And it's at this point in the video where I'm realizing this is going to be more of a rant than a review commentary thing, so sit tight. I'll get into the good things in a bit. I just need to get this off my chest. LaRusso. Can we try to not use Mr. Miyagi in every single conversation? Like, literally don't talk about Mr. Miyagi challenge, like, please. Because like in the show he talks about his mentor Mr. Miyagi literally every time he speaks. If not every time, then every other time he speaks. And he eventually gets called out for this in season 4 by his own son, and he gets so deeply hurt. But really that kid was saying what we were all thinking. Like, he was saying what we were all thinking, like, please retire it. We get it. He was so crucial to your upbringing, but please, you are 40. You are 40. Find your own way. Find your own way. You know? He's like one of those old men that won't stop talking about his past. Again, that's a theme for every single adult in this show. Like, they can't grow up or get past their past. Like, why is one thing that happened in high school when you were 17, not even that, like 16, affecting you so much when you are in your 40s? What were you doing in those 30 years? What were you doing in those 30 years where you are still caught up by stuff that happened in high school? I can't even remember half the things that happened in high school. Like, I really just don't get it. Like, this is the epitome of like peaking in high school. Like, they peaked in high school and did nothing else with their lives, respectfully. Like, LaRusso made a business, got married, traveled a little bit, and then had kids, but is still caught up with all of this karate drama. Johnny Lawrence is a different story because like literally his high school was like the last good thing that ever happened to him, respectfully. But like, still, y'all are 40. But now let's talk about the kids. Out of all of them, I would say that I definitely like Robbie the most. Like, Robbie has a soft spot in my heart just because he seems like he has the most sense out of all of them. Like, he has his moments. He does have his moments. It usually comes down to Miguel. Whenever it comes down to Miguel, like, that is his vice, where he just loses all sense that he's built up everywhere else. But other than that, he's a man with a plan. He's a man with a plan. Like, he sees stuff. He understands what's going on. And he actually takes accountability for his actions. Like, at the end of season 4, where he apologizes to his dad for being a horrible son and basically using everything as a plot to like take his father down, like, he's cognizant of that. Like, he did all that strategically and then he actually apologized for it. Like, that is someone who I can vouch for. The rest of them though, like, for example, Miguel is cool, but like, Miguel does too much. Miguel does a little bit too much for me. Like, imagine like the temperament of Robbie, but like all the time when it comes to anything Cobra Kai. Like, chill out. You don't need to strike first. You don't need to do all that. Like, chill out. And that's made even worse with the character Sam. Like, I really hate Sam, especially in season 3 and 4. Sam is so annoying just because of her rivalry with Tori. Like, why are y'all beefing so much over boys? Over a couple, I just don't get it, because their entire character revolves around their jealousy for each other because of these two men. I don't get it. And they just have like such a stupid rivalry where like they could make up. Like, honestly, the beef that they have could have been resolved. Like, most of it, if not all of it, is Sam's fault for like provoking and continuously like egging Tori on. Like, of course, Tori had her moments. Like the whole fight scene where Tori's like traumatizing Sam, or like when she breaks into Sam's house, like that's on Tori. But like the whole conflict to start with was because of Sam, because Sam did not act. And then in season 4, when Tori's really just minding her own business, Sam is constantly provoking her. And even when Tori's trying to like be the bigger person, Sam is still there, like bullying and being a counterboy. Like, this is on you. This is really, truly on you. And last piece of rant before I get into like the good things that I actually like about this show, the geriatrics. The geriatrics. You thought the 40-year-olds were old. Just you wait, because there are 70-year-olds in this show still doing kung fu and beating up on the 40-year-olds. Like, please, why are there grandpas, geriatric grandpas in this show? And why do they care so much about the lives of high schoolers? Like, that is weird. That is strange to me. Like, please, like, grow up, or like retire, go into a home or something. Like, please, like, why are you here and why are you so present in the story? Like, I do not get it. I really just don't, like, why are you as like a 70-year-old man beefing with a high schooler, fighting in a high schooler? You know, like, what's the reason? I don't know. But let's get into the positives, because I feel like y'all are gonna start to think that I don't like this show. One thing I really liked about this show is like its humor. Like, it is completely out of pocket. Like, the humor is out of pocket. Like, I do not know who the target demographic is, because some of the humor is like actually kind of like sus. Like, like, wow, why would you say that, you know?
Come on, guys, can't we all just get along?
She had it coming. And some of the other times it's just like random, like out of pocket things that no one would expect. Like, specifically from Dimitri, from Hawk, from Kyler. Like, those main three are the ones that just be saying stuff. And I really can't take it, because
I orchestrated this entire plan. You didn't bring the one thing you were in charge of.
I forgot, okay? I've got a lot on my mind right now. If I don't pass treat this semester, my dad's gonna shit in my mouth.
do you need to talk to somebody about that? So in terms of like humor, they're there. They're there most of the time. And while I ranted about most of the adults, the one adult that I really do love in this show, the one that I stand by and will stick by till the end of time, is Amanda, LaRusso's wife. Like, she consistently had the best lines. Like, she was the one with the most common sense, like one that really felt like an adult, you know? I just loved her. And I think that the writers kind of realized that they wrote her a little bit too well and that she had too much sense, because in season 4 they completely took all that stuff away when she started beefing with the high schooler again. Like, I get it. The high schooler broke into your house and like had a whole fight club in your house. Actually, no, that is kind of reasonable for why you'd go crazy after that. But still, she was doing a little bit too much. But I really, really, really do love Amanda. Another scene that I really liked that was super emotional for me was in season 4, when it was a scene between Miguel and Johnny Lawrence. Once Johnny Lawrence gets like really, really drunk and they have like this moment where like Johnny Lawrence is like, I want to be your father. And Miguel goes, I love you. And then I'm getting like sad just thinking about it because that would crush me internally. Johnny goes, I love you too, Robbie. And I'm just like, he's still thinking about his son. This just shows that while Johnny may care about Miguel, Miguel is ultimately just a placeholder or replacement for what he couldn't have with Robbie. And that just hurts because Miguel doesn't deserve that. Miguel really doesn't deserve that. He deserves like a true caring father figure, and that was just traumatizing. And I guess another thing that's kind of like a given is like the stunts. Like, a lot of the karate looks really good. Like, I get hyped whenever they have like the huge like team fight scenes where each dojo is fighting each other. Like, wow, simply wow. But I feel like that's as far as like the positives go, because in terms of just like plot in general, I feel like the plot of this show is like really repetitive in the sense that the same thing happens every single season. What do you mean by that, Rumi? Well, you start off every season with Johnny Lawrence and LaRusso in a fight. Then they try to be friends. Then they fight again. Then someone from their past appears. And then they come together to take down the person of their past. And then they fight again. And then it's just like a cycle. It's literally a cycle every single season from season 2 to season 4. That's exactly how it goes. And the way that they set up season 5, it seems like that's how season 5 is going to be too. Because right now they're on good terms, like okay terms. But it seems like with the person that they're hinting at coming back from the past, maybe not, maybe not. And that just speaks to any of the teams. Like, no one is innocent in this show, which is something that I can appreciate, because there's not like one team that you should be rooting for, because they're all shitty. LaRusso's Miyagi-Do is like too stubborn to like actually change, and then like Eagle Fang, for one, is a stupid name, and 2, really doesn't have like great people per se. Like, they're all reformed. Like Hawk and stuff is like reformed or whatever, but like Eagle Fang doesn't really have like the repertoire and is led by Johnny Lawrence, who is like a douchebag. And then Cobra Kai is just filled with nasty, toxic bullies, like awful people. So like, really there is no winning. It's just really you're picking whoever you want to support. And honestly, at this point, I'm kind of divided, because I just want Robbie to win at this point. I don't really care for Sam. I can kind of stand Tori sometimes. And Miguel's also sometimes. It's just really Sam. But yeah, I don't know. Those are all my thoughts that I have right now for this series. Like, I really do think that season 5 is going to be good. Like, I'm going to watch it regardless, just because I'm addicted at this point. I have to give this show like a solid 7 out of 10. Like I said, I have a lot of rants for it, but I did really enjoy watching this show. I feel like a 7's a pretty accurate rating. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I'm sure I left out a bunch of stuff because I did try to condense 4 seasons into a 10-minute video. So let me know what your favorite parts were, all of your thoughts down in the comments below. If you're new to the channel, then definitely hit that subscribe button and turn on my post notifications so that you never miss when I post. Also, leave a like on this video because that helps me out so much with the algorithm and all of that. And while you're at it, follow me on my socials here at imuRgency to keep up with me on Instagram, TikTok, and all of that. Thanks again, Barnaby Land, for sponsoring this video. Make sure to click the link in my description below to try out Barnaby Right for free. But other than that, y'all, thank you so much for watching. I've been imuRgency, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.